Hey guys, Winter 24 here. I am coming to you tonight. I'm very tired. I had a very long day. And you know what? I have been meaning to come to you guys. Haven't had the time, so now I am. As you notice, my braids are still in. Actually, I miscalculated. This week is going to be the 4th week. So I want to take them out tonight, but that's going to be a bit too much. I got to work tomorrow. Anyway, what I'm on here basically to talk about is complacency, generally people just not being aware of their rights and aware of what is right or wrong within the workplace or just generally in your life, whatever it is. This week at work I was approached by a superior and presented with something that, based on my knowledge and because I'm aware of my rights, especially within the workplace, I was basically being asked to do something that really was not supposed to be asked of me within the context of my job and my job description and so on. And it would actually be a conflicting thing for me to have gone ahead and agreed on. And you know, it raised questions about whether or not the employer or the superior was really trying to put one over me. And of course I am pretty knowledgeable about my rights. I asserted myself and I told him or her that, you know what, I know this isn't right for me to do, and basically I refused to do what was being asked of me. Now, I am tired of people, and I have friends who do this all the time, not being aware of basic things that are required of them, or just rights, individual rights within the workplace especially. I have people who come to me asking me about things like, you know, what are their entitlements and stuff. I mean, every workplace is different, but generally, if you're working for your hard-earned dollar, you need to know what your perks are and so on and so forth. And in my case, in case somebody approaches you, you can tell them that, no, I'm not doing this, or I'm not going to agree to a certain thing. I just find that, you know, the interest that should be taken in these spheres of your life is not being exercised. And you know, it's just a matter of going ahead, picking up an employee handbook and reading, especially reading when it's applicable, when you can have a question in the back of your mind as to what you should or should not do. You know, I've had my friends come to me and ask, because I'm in the legal field, I'm not a lawyer, but I've been in the legal field for the last 12 years, and I pretty much have to know certain things anyway. But I've taken it a step further. Even before I was in that field, everywhere that I've worked, I've always made it my point of duty to know what is required of me and what is not required of me. Now, you know what? As minuscule as it might be, and might be unrelated, it's the same thing with our hair. You know, we're always so complacent and we always depend on other people to give us information when the world is there. There's the whole age of the internet when we can do our own research. I am guilty of that because I am so overwhelmed in my daily life with school and work and everything that I pretty much sometimes sit back and rely on other people. Thank God I have subscribers who sometimes keep me in check and inform me of things that I don't know, and I appreciate that. People like Kimay Tube, I mean, she's like a godsend within this whole natural community, because she has opened her eyes to so many things: pH balance, the correct way to, you know, do things. But at the same time, you know, I'm so thankful for her. But how come we haven't asserted our knowledge and gone ahead and done the same thing? Just pick up a book and read. You know what I mean? I just think that we need to take a concerted effort into being more aware of the things that are going on around us. Especially as black people, let's be real, you know, we need to be more aware of certain things. And sometimes we're a little bit too caught up and concerned about certain things, but the things that we really should know, we don't. Okay, guys? So, this is based on what happened to me this week, and I actually really asserted myself, and I have no bones in doing that, because I pretty much quote unquote said, I know my rights, that's really not something that you should be asking me to do, and I'm not doing it. You know what I mean? And I was even able to quote in the rule book, in the employee handbook, where it says, this is just not what you should be asking me, or it's really totally out of bounds for you for the person to have requested that of me. I just implore you guys to be aware of what's taking place, your life, your work, your health, everything. Take the initiative to go ahead and find out and get information, especially if you're doubtful of certain things. And you know, it really, everything ties back to your hair too. Like, it's the same thing. Everybody's hair is not the same, and I've said this many times. So as much as Kimmy can tell us all of these things, and it's so helpful, we need to study our hair and actually be observant about what's going on about our hair. She has done the groundwork for us, and we now have to take it a step further and actually be mindful of our hair. She has drawn these conclusions based on how her hair reacts and so on and so forth, and she has really set the template for us, and thank God for that. You know, I just think that sometimes people generally get caught up in things that really just don't matter, and they don't exercise their rights and their abilities as far as making being able to say yes or no to certain things. So yeah, guys, I'm sorry, this is kind of like a ramble, but I just thought I'd come on here. Know your rights. Pick up your employee handbook, read it, you know, so at least you'll be educated enough to be able to refuse or accept certain things that are presented to you guys. Anyway, I'll see you guys on the weekend. I'm gonna get these out today, or no, I'm tired, probably tomorrow. So yeah, that's all, people. Take care. And my henna tattoo is, I love it. Like, the henna itself has fallen off, and this is what's left. It's so beautiful. So yeah, I thank Khadijah for doing this for me. Anyway, guys, take care and see you. Bye.